muscle response to the stimulus depends. It depends on the frequency of stimulation. The more frequently action potentials, electrical signals arrive from the brain or spinal cord to the muscle, the stronger will be muscle contraction. And also, the stronger is the stimulus itself, the stronger will be muscle contraction. And muscle contraction should vary in its strengths because it's necessary for doing different types of works. So what are types of muscle answer to stimulus? When frequency changes, muscle contraction changes too. Let's say wave summation, what it is. Stimulus arrived right here. Muscle contracted a little bit and started relaxing. If at that time another stimulus arrives, the next contraction will be a little bit stronger. Relaxation, new stimulus, even stronger contraction. Those are pretty rare stimuli, and its gradual contraction strength. That is wave summation. When muscle receives a stimulus one after another, very short period of time, and muscle contracts and cannot relax for a while because stimuli keep arriving, that is called fused or complete tetanus. So tetanus, it's a very strong and continuous muscle contraction. You should know that there is one more thing that is called tetanus, and it's a disease tetanus. It's caused by bacteria, Clostridium tetani. Those bacteria exist pretty much everywhere. They can be found in the soil, on some old objects, especially rusty ones. And if there is any wound and skin is damaged, those bacteria can get into the bloodstream and affect the nervous system. As a result, motor neuron will be attacked, and it causes severe spasms of all the muscles all over body. It starts from the face. It's called sardonic smile, very painful conditions that the person cannot control, and then those spasms spread all over the body, and some people can even die because their diaphragm is also spasmed and they cannot breathe. Trapem. That is when muscle tension increases in a graded manner and a new stimulus arriving when muscle is already relaxed, but new contraction will be slightly stronger than previous one. That is trapem. Rigor mortis. When somebody dies, several hours after death, their muscles become rigid. They contract and they do not relax for several more hours. It's impossible to say exact time because it depends on many things, including the temperature of the air. So what happens and what causes rigor mortis? After death, different tissues deteriorate with different speed. Inside of the muscle cells, the first structure that will deteriorate will be sarcoplasmic reticulum. As soon as it starts breaking up, calcium starts leaking. It goes to myosin and actin and helps them to form cross bridges. Muscle contracts. But to relax muscles, ATP is necessary. There is no ATP, so muscles stay contracted until they deteriorate themselves. Muscle tone is a constant and slightly contracted state of all muscles due to spinal reflexes. What does it mean? It means even when we are relaxed or even asleep, our muscles are in a slightly contracted state, and that keeps our muscles healthy and ready to respond. You definitely know that after you start exercising or running or going upstairs, after a while you start breathing heavily. What is that? It's caused by oxygen deficit. We need oxygen for muscle contraction, and after we start using muscles, oxygen is used and it should be replenished. So we start breathing heavily to replenish oxygen for oxygen reserves, also to help with glycogen storage, and to help with ATP and CP reserves, creatine phosphate reserves. Force of muscle contraction depends on several things: number and size of muscle fibers, frequency of stimulation, and length-tension relationship. It's better to show it in the picture. So, when a lot of muscle fibers are involved, contraction will be stronger. So, number of muscle fibers. Next one, size. The larger are those muscle fibers, the stronger will be contraction. High frequency of stimulation. The more often, the more frequent stimuli arrive, the stronger will be contraction. Finally, original state of the muscle. When muscle is slightly stretched, just slightly over 100% of its length, it will contract stronger. So that's what contractile force depends on.